Here with assistant coach Cole McCaig. Finally a home game for the Brooks Bandits. It's felt like a lot of games on the road, and a tough one last night in Blackfalds. Another game that sees it tied heading into the third period, but it gets away from the team there. So what was the takeaway from last night?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, third game in a row where we're tied going into the third period, and for us to kind of just like squander and let that one go away is pretty tough. But again, I thought we did some good things last night, but at the end of the day, it's just we got to focus on our play away from the puck. That's the biggest thing. Just some mental mistakes, some mental errors costed us the game in the third period, and we kind of just need more from everyone at this point.
Bit of a trend, unfortunately, the last few games. Like Dakota Mason said, even the team's played well enough to win these games, and it seems like a pattern here through 40 minutes, but then in the third period, not the results you want. What are you seeing from the team here?
Yeah, I don't know if we're just loose going into the third period or what, but I feel like we get off to slow starts, heading into the third period. And again, this league is so competitive, and every team has, dangerous players that, again, if you have like a 2-minute, 3-minute lull, they can make you pay. So again, I think for us tonight here, it's just our best players need to be our best players. They need to outplay, Blackfalds' best players. And again, everyone just needs to step up here at this point.
Mathis to 4, the breakaway goal to begin the game, and you get that nice lead at the beginning, which the team was looking for. Just talking about Dufour and how he's looked since coming back from injury, what have you seen?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been as good as we've kind of expected. I mean, anytime someone, has surgery in the off season and they have to miss camp and preseason and then a little bit to start the regular season, they're going to be a step or two behind. I think Doof feels like he's got more. We feel like he's got more too, but under the circumstances and everything like that, like I said, I think he's played up to what we've expected just with his situation, but we know that every game is going to get a bit easier for him, and just with his championship experience from last season, he played a huge role helping the Bandits win. And I know he's a gamer, he's a winner. You see him on the penalty kill blocking shots. He's one of the smartest players on our team, and again, every game he's going to get better for us.
What did you think of the special teams last night? You get the power play goal from Johnson in the second period, and you hold down the fort there in the third. And credit to Zach Sahara there on that early kill in the third period. But what did you think of the special teams?
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 kills were really good. Obviously, that kill to start the third period, we were in panic mode big time. Not going to lie, Blackfalds probably missed out on a couple backdoor tap-ins that they just, again, Z was huge for us. We talked about it maybe a month ago. Your goaltender needs to be your best penalty killer. And then, again, you look at, our captain, Silly. He had, 3 massive blocks on the kill going into the third period there. And then when there was like a backdoor tap in, like he's on his knees in the blue paint, putting his body on the line to keep that out. And again, obviously happy with going for 4 for 4, but you could tell Blackfalds was kind of inching closer and closer, so we got to make sure that we keep an eye on some adjustments that they might make here tonight.
Well, it almost feels like a home game is what the doctor ordered for the team. I mean, since October 4th, there's been 1 game played here at the CRA, and that was against Salmon Arm a couple weeks ago. How much do you think that plays into the players and their energy levels and spending that time on the road?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some pros and cons to it for sure. I think being on the road is nice when it just comes to team building and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Guys are spending a lot of time on the bus, spending a lot of time at the hotel and everything like that. It's nice to get away from Brooks from time to time, just to kind of get away from the noise too. But at the same time too, it is really nice being back at home here. I don't think we've played our best, as of late at home. Hopefully that changes here tonight. We expect, a huge crowd here, just obviously with the minor hockey tournament going on. So hopefully our guys can kind of feed off the crowd's energy and again, give them a great night.
Well, besides a good start, which the team wants every night, and you had a good start last night, what else do you need from the group tonight?
Again, just our details away from the puck, and just, we gotta play with some more bite. There's no question about it. You look at, some of the teams that we've played against the last, 3-4 games. You look at West Kelowna, they play heavy, they defend hard, and obviously Blackfalds is one of the stingiest defensive-minded teams in the league, and for us, it's just again going to the tough areas, not playing too perimeter hockey. You know, in order to snap losing streaks, it's all about grinding, really. You know, it's all about grinding and effort. You can put together, you know, a game plan, you know, have tactics in place and X's and O's and stuff like that. But if guys aren't going to the tough areas, they're not buying in, you're not going to have success. So again, it really comes down to just details that require no talent here.
Well, it's nice to be home and looking forward to the game and hopefully a better result tonight. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Ross.